Hello viewers, in this video I would like to discuss question number 4C of Operations Research CS Main 2012 Paper 2 Mathematics. This is a question of Vogel method. So by the method of Vogel, determine an initial basic feasible solution for the following transportation problem. Products P1, P2, P3 and P4 have to be sent to destinations D1, D2 and D3. The cost of sending product Pi to destinations Dj is Cij, where the matrix Cij is equal to, this is 3 by 4 matrix, 10, 0, 15, 5, 7, 3, 6, 15, 0, 11, 9 and 13. The total requirements of destinations D1, D2 and D3 are given by 45, 45 and 95 respectively, and the availability of the products P1, P2, P3 and P4 are respectively 25, 35, 55 and 70, and this question is of 20 marks. So we will first decide what is demand and destinations and supply stations. So let's see here. Pi is given and Dj is given, that is Pi is the product. So this is what I have written here. Here suffix I is associated with products and suffix j is associated with destinations. Though supply and demand of 4 products and 3 destinations is given respectively in Cij matrix. 4 destinations and 3 products to supply have been given. We assume that C4j means 4th product and j destination is 0, and find out the basic feasible solution by Vogel method. Total supply, let's check. Total supply is 25 plus 35 plus 55 plus 70, that is 185, and total demand at 3 destinations is 45 plus 45 plus 95 is equal to 185. So total supply is equal to total demand. Now let's apply Vogel's method and see what is the cost, total cost feasible solution. So according to the question and the definition of transportation problem, we construct this table and we write supply is on this side, that is the source or supply here, or product here, P1, P2, P3, P4, that is P dummy here, and D1, D2, D3 are the destinations which are given in the question, and in table D4 is also given, and these are the costs which are given in the question itself. And for P4 this will be 0, cost will be 0, 0, 0. Supply for P1, P2, P3, P4 have been given as 25, 35, 55, 70, and demand for destinations are 45, 45 and 95, and for D4 it will be 0. So 95 and 0. Now we apply Vogel's method, and for Vogel method we calculate the row penalty and column penalty. So we see that for row penalty, P1 row we take, minimum cost is 0 and next to it is 5, so difference is 5 minus 0, 5. For P2 row, minimum is 3 and next to it is 6, 6 minus 3 is 3. Then in P3 minimum is 0 and next to it is 9, so 9 minus 0 is 0, 9 minus 0 is 9, so 9 is here, and in last P dummy it is 0. Now we calculate the column penalty. So 0 and 0, two values are 0, so 0, and in next also 0 and 0, so we got 0, and in D3 minimum is 0 and next to it is 6, so 6 minus 0, 6, and here 0 and 5, so 5 minus 0 is 5, So we check which one is the maximum in these. So we see that 9 is maximum in these, and according to 9 we see this row supply is 55 and minimum cost in this row is 0. So we will allocate to 0 cell in this P3 row. We can see the demand is here 45, so we can allocate only 45 here. So we have allocated 45 here. So we see this column is fulfilled, means demand of this destination is fulfilled, so we won't consider now this column again. And D4 also, because 0 is the demand, so this is also fulfilled, we won't consider this also. Now we, for allocation, now we come to again row penalty and column penalties. So for first row P1, 0 and 5. So we will see that 0 is the minimum and next to it is 5. So we get 5 value here. Then we come to the second row, minimum is 3 and next to it is 6. So 6 minus 3 is 3. We come to next 9 and 11. So difference is 2 and next to it is 0 and 0. So this is 0. Now we come to column penalty. So first column is saturated, we won't calculate. For next is 0 and 0, so difference is 0. Next D3 is 0 and 6 again, so 6 minus 0 6, and in D4 0 and 5. So again we check which one is the maximum. We see 6 is the maximum here and we allocate to this column. So in this we see 0 is the minimum cost, we will allocate to this cell. We see the supply is 70 and demand is 95, so we can allocate 70 here. So we have allocated 70 here. Now we again calculate row penalty and column penalty. So first row again 5 is the difference, second row 3 and 6, again 3 is the difference, third row 9 and 11, again 2 is the difference, and in last we won't be having any. Then because it is fulfilled, supply is fulfilled, so we won't consider now it. Now we come to column. First column is fulfilled, second column, now the difference is 0 and 3 because we will leave this P dummy row. So 0 and 3, the difference is 3. Now we come to D3. D3 minimum is 6 now and next to it is 9, so difference is 3. And then we come to D4, so 5, and we will leave this row, so 5 and 13, the difference is 8. Now the maximum is 8, but because there is no demand, so we won't allocate anything to it. We will see which one is the next one next to it, lower to it. So this is 5 is there, so we will consider this row, and in this we will say which one is the minimum cost. 0 is the minimum cost and demand is 45 and supply is 25. So maximum we can allocate 25 here, so we have allocated 25 amount here. So this row is also saturated because supply has been consumed. Now we again calculate the row penalty and column penalty. So in P1, 5 and 15, so